Uh, by the way, if I've not made it clear, if I've not said this on air before, when I die, I would like a traditional sky burial, which is what they do in Tibet, which they take your dead body and they throw you off a cliff. Am I not woke? I'm sorry. I'm
No,
trying.
no.
I'm
You know what? We
trying.
need to take an sensitivity training. We've got the insensitivity down.
So, but you got to have the right viscosity on the tongue, or it doesn't slip and slide around the parts that it needs to. It doesn't go in far
Yes.
enough. It doesn't go around.
He's got a
It's a
cancer
cancer.
stick. He's
It's a
got a
cancer.
can.
That's
He's got a
exactly what I was going
cancer
to
stick
say.
in his pants. He's
Oh
got
shit.
he's got the rod of cancer.
You're about to listen to Whiskey Hell Podcast, a show centered on recent news, excellent craft beer, and absolute debauchery. While the guys are getting ready, you can reach them on Twitter at whiskey_hell. You can also go to the whiskeyhellpod.com or email them at whiskeyhellpod@gmail.com. At the end, be sure to drop them a review as a thank you for the content. Looks like they're ready. Enjoy the show, and listener discretion is advised.
Ten, nine, eight, seven, six, five, four, three, two, one.
Saturday, November 4th, 8:04 in the evening. This is Whiskey Hell. We're the podcast that takes a look at the news from the last week and tries to make sense of it, tries to bring a little levity to some very, very concerning times. Not our greatest opening, Fitz, but it's going to have to work for the night.
Well, you know what I like about it? It's only up from here,
It is only up from here.
right? I mean, we're just gonna keep getting better with age here. So
That's right.
anyway, yeah, here we are. Here we are on another Saturday night with what we had Halloween this week. We
We did.
had, um, we continue to march towards World War III. We have poor Zelensky. Poor Zelensky. Can we cue the violin music? What's that poor guy?
I will definitely add some violin music for the Zelensky.
That
Poor
fucking
guy.
moron. Oh, I just love hearing his quotes. Like, hey, what about me? We had some devastating FDA reports about the Pfizer vaccine coming out this week. I mean, it was a week of honestly, if I weren't the man that I am, McShane, if I weren't the man that I am, if I weren't the bigger person, I would be pointing a lot of fingers at a lot of people saying, I told you so. But I'm not going to do that because I'm the better man and we're just going to have a great show.
What beer are you drinking?
What a beer am I drinking? All right. So it is a mystery beer. We have a mystery beer.
Okay.
All I know is the brewer, which is Mac and Jack's. And I think I know what beer this is because
Without even trying it?
well, yeah, because I've only ever seen one beer by this brewery.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like they're like a like a shell company or something. Like I don't even think they're a real brewer. I think they are like the American arm of a foreign brewer. But the only one that the only beer that I know by Mac and Jack's is the African Amber. And it has a cheesy lion on the can. And when
Okay.
I poured this beer, it looks like an amber. So that's why I'm already predicting it before I even have it. But I could be wrong. Look, they do have some other beers there. I'm seeing that on the website that you have pulled up. They have an IPA, they have a porter, they got a wheat Black Cat Porter. It's definitely not the Black Cat Porter. Could be the Resolution IPA, although it poured a little bit darker than that. So
Well, it's
let's see what
probably
we got
the
here.
amber then. It's probably the
Yeah,
amber.
let's see. Oh yeah, that's definitely the amber. That's a
It's the amber.
Totally. Oh, it is. It's got to be. Let me see here. Let me grab the bag and the can here. I kind of tossed them to the side. Yep.
5.8%. All right.
Yep. 5.8% African amber. It's got the lion on there. Actually, really, for just for what it is, it's really malty, very malty. If you like the malts, almost like where it's so malty, you get that battery flavor in your mouth, like you put your tongue on a battery.
Yep.
So it's got that going for it. Really tasty beer. Actually better than what I have as my side bitch beer. So yeah, enjoyable. Well done, Mac and Jacks. And I don't. Where are they from? Who are these people?
So they are apparently in Redmond, Washington.
Oh, really? I've been there.
So we have to go. Who owns Mac and Jack Brewery?
All right, I'm gonna read this while you're looking that up. I'm gonna read this,
Well,
and I'm gonna
yeah.
I'm gonna get a I'm going to get a persona here.
Huh. They're a legit.
In your Oh,
Go ahead. No.
No, I was about to bust out, dude. My thespian was on.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead and do your thespian again.
Okay, all right. All right, here we go. In your hand, you hold the original, unfiltered, and dry-hopped amber of the Pacific Northwest. African amber has been the local mainstay since 1994. Mac likes to say, the best beer is the one you love. We hope you love this beer wherever you are. We'll see you at the local watering hole. Mac and Jack's African Amber. How's that? I think they should.
Yeah.
I think they should pay us for that, for the advertising there.
I think they should, and I think you need to just like do a video of the beer and the can side by side, and then I'll just go ahead and take the audio from that and then put it right over your video.
Oh, okay.
And then we got a commercial for them.
Okay, all right, I like it. Anyway, yeah, I guess they're like an actual Pacific Northwest brewery up here, so good on them.
Apparently, they're Ackley Brands are the ones the folks that own them, and they're actually a winery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they own a bunch of different wineries. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad they aren't, a Hensley or a Ambev or one of those guys. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, tasty beer, really enjoyable. Very nice. Very nice way to start the show.
Tasty beer.
That is one. Oh, Royale with cheese. All right. So what are you drinking? What do you got?
Vanilla and coffee stout. This is called FOMO Plus, Fear of Missing Out Plus. This is a Bottle Logic Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels with Madagascar vanilla beans, then finished with Mostra. What the hell? I can't see. See, I don't know if I've told you guys this, but I like recording in more or less in the dark. So I've got one light on, and it's pretty dark, and I can't see shit. So some of these bottles, I don't know what's on there. So.
I'm the same. I have my lights off until I'm talking about my beer, and then I put my light on, but then it goes right back off. Yeah.
Panama Geisha coffee beans. There you go. My beer tastes good. There's my review.
Heavy on the coffee, heavy on the vanilla. What are we looking at?
Dark chocolate. Very roasty, but the vanilla does mellow it out. This is way too decadent for my first beer.
Oh, okay.
And now I'm
sorry. What's the ABV?
13.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's gonna be a good night.
Well, I may have a 16 coming up next.
Oh, Christ.
We'll see.
Okay. All right.
We'll see.
I mean, we're here. We're here for the ride. It's gonna be great.
That's right. It's gonna be magical. It's what we do. All right. So, for our patrons out there, you may be get closer to the mic here. You may be wondering why we're a little off tonight. We actually had a little recording session right before the show, so our timing, I think, is just a little jumbled. We already kind of got going, then threw the brakes on, then came back, and now we're trying to get back in gear here. So nothing. That's all that's going on. We do have a little surprise for you guys coming up. I think I'll probably drop it maybe Tuesday. I don't know.
Okay.
Something like that. I think does that sound
good.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I feel like we had a fucking kick-ass intro to that little show.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was rad. We came right in, just guns blazing. I mean, no pun intended.
No.
And
no.
and we killed it. Again, no pun intended.
Right. Right. And nothing racial was said during that movie.
No, of course not. What was I just gonna say? Damn you! You took me off my thought train. That's right. We'll circle back to it. I know it because it was something. Oh, I know what it was. Of course I took the bottle. So during our our bonus show, I had a beer, and so I just want to talk about it really quick because it's kind of one of those, like, fasten your seatbelts. We've lost cabin pressure moments. My wife saw the Sam Adams winter pack, right? And I get it every year. I get one. Just it's sort of obligatory. They got the winter ale in there. They got their white IPA. There's just a couple of the Fezziwig, which is a decent, like, spiced ale.
Yeah.
But there's a new one this year, and it is called the Oak Vanilla Porter. And so she's like, damn, I got to get this now. Like, I'm just going to get it for him and see if he likes it. So I tried the Oak Vanilla Porter from Sam Adams. And again, Sam Adams, they don't particularly excel at anything, but they really don't suck at anything either.
Right.
This beer was really good, McShane. I'm only bringing it up because you have vanilla going on in your beer, and this had a really nice vanilla finish to it. And it wasn't the fake stuff. It wasn't that fake. We're gonna add in a squirt of vanilla, extract or whatever. Like real legit vanilla beans. It was beautiful. It was amazing. And we do have a Hefe sighting here. Hefe.
What's up?
What is up, dude?
Work.
Do I know?
You do. You have a job.
That's racist, man. Yeah, I do. I have a job. I have a very demanding job right now, but it's getting easier. What's the skinny? You making money tonight? What's going on? I know last night you had a pretty good night, right?
Yeah, last night was really good.
Great.
Yeah, so far pretty good. Good start. Still early.
Is there a witching hour? Is there a time where you look down at your watch and you're like, oh shit, it's fucking 9:15. Here we go. Or is it just different every night?
Yeah, it's different every night. It's just you just kind of see how many people are coming in, sitting down, playing, and it's weird how it varies from night to night. There have been Saturdays where at 10 o'clock you're looking around and there's more dealers than players, and that's when you're kind of in trouble for the night.
Yeah,
but no, it's starting to pick up now. It's November. Summer is totally gone, and things are looking up. So,
well, yeah, and half the country got buried in a major cold front this last week. So I think the snowbirds are like, "Fuck it, we're going down to Arizona." Yeah.
Hey, when you guys have, when's the next time you guys are going to have a big hair band in town, like at the casino?
Oh, well, we don't really get the real bands. We get the the impersonators, the impressionists, whatever. We get Shania Twin.
They're called tribute bands. Hefe, tribute.
Right.
So you're not going to get like a Van Halen or not Guns N' Roses, obviously, because they're still huge.
Yeah, they're like their tour is sold out. They are killing it.
It doesn't make any sense to me at all.
It doesn't make any sense to me either. Have you seen Axl Rose? Why would you pay money to go see the fucking Crypt Keeper try and belt out amazing songs and only be able to hit a fucking beat? Well, how are people paying for that?
I don't know. So you don't get any real bands in there then. That all right, that's a bummer.
No, we get who do we get? We got like
Didn't you
an
have-
Eagle tribute band. We got AC/DC tribute band.
What were they, like the Falcons?
No. Oh, I don't remember. Something clever.
And then like the AC/DC cover band was like ADHD or something. Didn't you guys get Sir Mix-a-Lot?
The real one?
Yeah, yes. Baby Got Back.
I don't remember that. Did we?
I don't I'm asking you, man. I don't know. I remember some casino got Sir Mix-a-Lot. I thought we talked about it on the show. Did we not? McShane, do you remember that?
I really don't.
Am I okay? I might be. So for those of you out there who don't know, I have a split personality. That might be my other guy. My bad.
Yeah. Guy's a dick.
He is a dick.
Hey, L wants to know how Craig is doing. Hefe.
Yeah.
Craig's chilling. He's waiting for his big birthday next week.
You got to be counting down. It's going to be exciting. So we'll be able to celebrate every year on what day is it going to be?
It's going to be 11/11.
11. Oh
11,
my
11.
gosh!
Oh,
this is going to be the luckiest kid ever.
That's amazing.
That's fitting for Hefe.
That's amazing. That's you can do so much with that number. Like in numerology, and I mean and of course, your favorite. Yeah, you always wore number 11.
Yep. Always.
Yep.
Except for Mojo.
Oh, right. Because was 11 taken, or you just didn't want to wear it because you weren't the quarterback?
No, 11 was taken.
Oh.
Garcia had 11.
Did he wear it because of Danny White also, or?
No, I don't think so.
He was just a dick.
Then he's a dick.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, Danny White's the greatest football player in the history of any sport. So
you're probably right. He is probably a better football player than Michael Jordan was. Although, could you imagine Jordan if he just decided, I'm going to be a wide receiver? The athleticism. I mean, that what was it? A 46-inch vertical or something stupid?
Yeah, he'd be fine.
Yeah, I think he'd probably make a name for himself, but he wouldn't. I mean, we wouldn't know his name like we do now.
No.
Hey, Buttercup wants to know what you're eating.
Yeah.
Buttercup wants to know what you're eating.
Well, her name is Nerds.
Nerds is her name.
Yeah, we have a free candy dish here at work, and I take full advantage of that.
I love eating Nerds.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they always are screamers.
Especially with
Always.
glasses. Yes.
Yeah, because they never have had anyone eat them before.
Well,
and then
maybe you make them screamers. Maybe they're pretty chill.
No, that's exactly right. I
wizard.
basically, I have that effect on basically everyone I'm around. Did you see my pronouns tonight, Hefe?
No.
Oh yeah, my pronouns, and I guess it's just one pronoun, but it believe me, it covers a lot of ground. But my pronoun tonight is I eat pussy.
Is that all one word?
No, it's a sentence. That's my pronoun.
Three.
So
yep. Co-host,
No.
I eat pussy.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
Sweet. You're letting people know what the deal is right up front.
Exactly.
I love it.
That was McShane's point too. Like, some of these people just throw around pronouns and they don't really mean them. I mean this shit. Like, I'm serious. I eat it, and I eat it good.
Yep. Yeah, people are going to look at you and be like, I wonder if he... And then they're going to go, oh, look at his pronoun. He does.
Oh, shit. Look at that pronoun.
He sure does.
So I really encourage you to put that on your resume from now on. Just right under your name. I eat pussy.
Oh, I mean, I'll get hired so fast. That's just going to be fair to the competition.
How deep are we here?
We just got past our beers.
Yeah, we just introduced our beers. and then you popped in. It was actually great timing. We didn't get into anything too serious. I like it when we do these shows like this because I feel like the listeners are out there like waiting for us to get to something serious, and then we just keep not getting to anything serious.
We're edging them.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was going to say. We're edging them towards it, and then boom, the first serious thing we talk about, it's complete ecstasy.
And they're just going to lose it. Yep. All over the place. It's just going to be a gushing mess of excitement,
of seriousness.
That's the way we were all.
Yes, all over their seats. Yep.
Well, it's why you don't see us coming, right? I'm like,
That's
these
right.
guys aren't serious. They're a joke. And then boom, we're serious.
Yep, exactly.
When you least expect it.
That's how we roll.
Seriousness.
Yep. Hey, just like the seriousness that needs to come with changing bird names in order to not offend anybody because it's racist.
That's the one you're going to start with?
I missed this one. What's this?
Oh, I love this.
You haven't heard this one? Dozens of famous birds with monikers clouded by racism and misogyny to be renamed.
So a blackbird can't be a blackbird anymore.
Oh, God. What is it?
Oh, I don't know. But this is coming from the American Ornithological Society. I mean, this is like from the top.
Yeah, it's the freaking Audubon Society that's going full bore into this.
Yeah.
There is power in a name, and some English bird names have associations with the past that continue to be exclusionary and harmful today. Colleen Handel, AOS president.
But the blackbird isn't named blackbird, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, because it resembles. Yes.
Okay. The blue-footed booby is offensive.
Boobs.
Thick-billed longspur is offensive.
Hold on. Can we go back to the booby? Who is that offensive to? People with boobies or people who like boobies? Because there's only two types of people in this world.
People who have boobies and people who don't?
No, well, people
like
who have them
and
and people who like them. And sometimes that's the same person.
Yeah.
This is true.
How is that offensive?
I don't know, but there's like between 70 and 80 birds are being reclassified because of this shit. This, out of the whole woke, all of this is probably the thing that just really goes over the line.
Yeah. It's too much. It's too much. I mean, it makes you want to go the other way and like start calling birds like complete racist slurs. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to say any here on air.
We are not doing that.
But just like, fine. You're going to change the name of the booby. I'm from now on, because there's lots of birds called tits too.
Yes.
Yeah. They pronounce it teat, but whatever.
Oh.
I'm just going to call every bird by something racist, something gynecological. Look, there's the blue waffle, birdie. Oh, look, it's the engorged cock wren. I'm renaming everything. I'm going to start my own ornithological society. Audubon, Fitz's Audubon. And that's all we're doing. Is renaming shit to be as racist and offensive as possible.
This is going to be huge.
I exactly, like my engorged cock.
Right.
The cock sparrow.
Well, I mean, anything that's on or around saguaro cacti, I mean, they're going to be like the cock climbers, the cock eaters, the cock suckers, the giant green cock bird, just fuck it. Let's just go for gold.
It's the best advice ever. Go for gold.
Yeah. Right. That's what I do when I eat pussy.
It's working for you.
There's gold in them there hills.
Valley.
The eating pussy
Aye, aye,
bird, the anal bird, the
Yeah,
anal
exactly.
sparrow,
Yeah, the anal canal
sparrow,
blackbird,
eagle,
sparrow, eagle. There you go.
condor, the anal condor.
Yeah. Those birds eat everything.
You can't call
By
nothing can be called a swallow anymore.
Well, exactly. I mean, all the porn stars that have swallow tattoos, they got to get rid of them. By the way, if I've not made it clear, if I've not said this on air before, when I die, I would like a traditional sky burial, which is what they do in Tibet, which they take your dead body and they throw you off a cliff. And then all the birds and I'm not birds, all the condors and the vultures, they go down and they eat you. And then they fly up into the heavens and they shit you back out. And so that's a sky burial. So that's what I would like.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
So we're gonna throw you. We'll catapult
you gotta.
We'll make a trebuchet.
Yeah,
we will
exactly.
launch
You gotta
you.
really chuck them. Yeah, you gotta
Okay,
chuck them.
off when we just gotta pick. Do we have to go to someplace with condors, or are we just able to just fling you someplace? Like go up to Mount Lemon in Arizona here and like fling you, or do you want us to like go to some foreign place like in Brazil or something and really get after?
No, I mean, I would love to be sky buried in Tibet. But if you can't get me there, because there's got to be rules against that kind of thing. Honestly, you could just throw me into the canal or something. Something will eat me. I don't know. I think we lost Hefe. Hefe, dude, we'll see you in a little bit. I hope you start killing it. I really hope he heard my wishes though, because I want him to participate in the sky burial.
I think he did. I think he did hear you. And if he didn't hear you before, he's going to hear you when he listens to this.
Buttercup brings up a really important point before we move on from the birds. She wants to know how many birds have been reported feeling hurt by their names. I think I'm just going to answer for all the birds, Buttercup. All of them, they're all hurt by it, and that's why we need to do better. We need to do better. Right. As a society, as a culture.
Well,
God, we suck.
We're terrible. Gamble's quail, Lewis's woodpecker, Anna's hummingbird, Bullock's oriole, and Bewick's wren. These are all birds that are going to have their names changed because those are offensive.
Because they were named after white people, probably.
And because they were named after, because they were found, okay, they were discovered by men. This is to get men out of the way. It was an accomplishment by men. We found these birds out in the wild. We were the scientists that found them, so we don't get to have the name on it anymore. We're erasing history. That's what this is about. And this is why it's fucking stupid.
It is fucking stupid. And, I get it. Like, apparently, Louis Pasteur's assistant, who was a female, she was like the true genius. And she's the one that figured out, how to pasteurize things and disinfect things. And she actually came up with germ theory. And Pasteur took it and claimed it as his own. Like, that's bullshit. We should absolutely be erasing stuff like that. I am fully on board with that. 100%.
Yes. Or at least say, okay, add to it. Hey, Louis Pasteur was a joke. His assistant, so-and-so, was the real deal. And she needs to receive praise for that.
Right. I 100% want that to happen. But this ridiculousness, absurdity needs to stop. Because these guys were that's what they were trained to do. They went out and they found shit. I mean, we're not going to have, like, Darwinism is just gone now because he was a white guy?
Correct. And honestly, Einstein should be gotten rid of because he was white.
He's a white guy.
And he was a Jew, too. So,
definitely
double whammy.
Because he was probably against Palestine, even though that wasn't a thing then. I'm sure he
absolutely
would be
was. He absolutely was.
100%.
Absolutely was. Hey,
all right,
here's something else that's...
Yeah, go for it. Yep.
All right. Well, let's get into woke stars that need to be changed. Did you see this one?
So yes, I did see this one, and this is going to lead me to another discussion. But we'll get there. Let's talk about this quote unquote controversy first.
A coalition of astronomers is pushing to rename the Milky Way's closest neighboring galaxies, arguing that the Portuguese explorer they are named after was a murderer who had nothing to do with their discovery. The renaming effort for the large Magellanic Cloud and small Magellanic Cloud is being led by Dr. Mia de los Reyes, an assistant professor of astronomy at Amherst College in Massachusetts, who recently published an op-ed in the journal APS Physics laying out the case for a proposed moniker switch. I and other astronomers believe that astronomical objects and facilities should not be named after Magellan or after anyone else with a violent colonialist legacy.
I
There you
mean,
go.
yeah, there you go. And I think what's hilarious about this, and I think this is kind of the point, going back to Buttercup's point, the galaxies are out there existing and just being galaxies. They don't give a fuck what we call them. And I understand, like, when we want to rename things like Columbus Day, because Columbus, we've talked about it before on the show, he was an imbecile, he was an idiot, he lost 2/3 of his ships and 4/5 of his crew. He was a complete failure, but because the Queen gave him the money, she couldn't claim that failure. So she made him a success. We should not have a day celebrating Columbus because he was a moron. Not because he was white, not because he quote unquote found stuff, but because he was an idiot. But this kind of shit, Magellan was a legit explorer. People still know who Magellan was, and he was born in the fucking 1400s. He must have done something right? I mean, but because he was...
Because you don't agree with history, because you don't agree with how things were back in the day, we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn it all upside down. It's not about making people feel good. It's not about it's about erasing history. It's just like that fucking article that we saw earlier this week when we had one of the was it General Lee, the statue that was melted?
Yep.
So that they can go ahead and so they can go ahead and turn it into a more inclusive sculpture, something that's more appropriate. Fuck you.
Yeah.
History happened, everybody.
Yep. And there were winners and there were losers. And that's okay. That's okay. I mean, that should be what life is all about, right? I mean, but we should all be trying to
about
outcompete.
winning and losing. It's not even about winning and losing anymore. It's about we're trying to completely erase that it ever happened. You can have just because there's a statue up doesn't mean that we're like sitting here celebrating it. This is a statue. This is a historic figure that we have. Okay, it's standing there. This happened. If we're just going to go around getting rid of things, renaming things, and going ahead and making them what we think they should be now, then we might as well just don't even name anything. Don't put up any statues. In 50 years, somebody's going to come along and go, well, that's wrong, so we better go ahead and get rid of that. It's asinine. Throw up another fucking statue if you want to do that. Call attention to how shitty a person Magellan was. He was also a fantastic explorer. You may not agree with how many, whatever he did, but he's also responsible for an incredible amount of exploration that wouldn't have happened. Well, it wouldn't have happened for a while unless he had done it.
And he didn't lead the armies. He was just a curious guy out exploring. He just because he found a place didn't mean that instantly condoned all of Portugal's colonialist actions after that. It's not his fucking fault. He was just paid to go out and explore, so that's what he did. He came back and he's like, hey, I found some cool places. What do you think? And they were like, let's go over there and kill everybody. That's not on him. It's not on him. And you know what? I'm going to say something insensitive here, but I will die on this hill. If one culture who is more technologically advanced than another culture comes in and wants the lesser technologically advanced cultures land, then they're gonna take it. It has always been that way, and it will always be
That's
that way.
the way it works.
That is the way it works. The superior army wins always. And they also, by the way, get to write the history. So if you don't like the history, I'm sorry. It's
Don't
just
lose.
it's yeah, don't lose. And also, like, okay, you lost. All right, fine. There's survivors. There's those of us who are going to carry on our people's traditions, our people's culture. And you know what? We're going to get better from it. We're going to learn from this. We're going to come back and we're going to fuck everybody who fucked us. What about that? We don't talk about that. It's just, oh, everybody's a fucking victim. Okay.
Or just don't let it happen again.
Yeah.
This is what happened. Be
Let's
honest
change
about what
things.
happened. Be honest about how many people died. It's like this. It's like, well, let's go ahead and pivot. Are you ready to pivot to the war? The quote unquote war?
Let's do it. Hell
right.
yeah.
It's exactly the same thing that's happening in Palestine and in Israel, right? You don't like what happened. You don't like how things are. We can't go back and change it. You're not going to get Israel's territory, but we're going to go ahead and bitch about it. We're going to go ahead and start shit. Well, that's not fixing the issue. You're just getting a whole bunch of people killed. That's all that's happening. And now we're not even sure about some of the stuff that we're seeing there either.
No, we're not. I mean, do we tackle that right now? The video that came out this week, the apparent alleged, I mean, everything these days, I feel like you got to put air quotes around it and say like allegedly or the alleged video or the supposed, because listen, guys, nothing is real anymore. If they can, and we're going to get to this later tonight, but if they can AI a fucking Beatles song from a band that hasn't been together in 35 years, more than that, actually, probably 45 years, and hasn't made a new song in that long. Some of them are dead, half of them are dead, but they can make a new song from these guys. Then why do we just say, oh, that's so special and cool, but we're going to believe every fucking video we see coming out of Israel? I mean, there's some crazy shit they're releasing, and it's almost inflammatory to the point where they're like, let's see how much this will piss them off. Let's see if we can piss them off this much. Oh, that one didn't work. Okay, let's tone it down a little bit in the next one. They're zeroing it in, seeing how much they can make us mad. Anyway.
So, all right. So the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, posted a video, and I didn't put it with the doc because we kind of already talked about it. But to kind of go down that road, though, this was a video where they entered the camp, quote, allegedly, and
of the music festival
where everything kind of kicked off, right?
Yeah.
And they've got this. It's basically a police officer's camera, body cam.
Yeah.
Allegedly, again, it didn't have the same characteristics of a body cam. I think we kind of figured that out too.
Yeah.
You had strange posture. You had him moving way quicker than somebody who was like actually trying to clear an area. It was just a very, very strange video. And I think we both, by the time we got done hashing it out, we kind of came across it. It seemed like it was bullshit too, right?
Staged.
Yeah.
100%. And we're not going to do it here tonight. It's not worth the discussion, but point by point, we can go through and point out some things that just really didn't make sense, didn't add up, little details that like, okay, this is a music festival. These 15 things should be happening. And basically they were trying to make it look like this moment was frozen in time, right? Like gunmen just opened fire and people just died where they stood. I'm going to tell you, from limited experience, but also just from, what I've heard other guys who have a lot more experience tell me, when you get shot, you don't just fall down where you got shot. Generally, you crawl, you walk, you stumble, you get out of there. You try and keep on going. There were like piles of body, like people just, they got shot and they just decided to lay on top of each other, and it was just so
it was awkward.
It was awkward. It felt staged. My bullshitometer was like going off the charts. And so, go out there, find the video, go watch it if you want to. It's I guess, quote unquote, graphic if you believe that what you're looking at is real. But and McShane, you brought up a great point. Why are you releasing that now?
Yeah, it
Why
doesn't
now?
make any sense to me.
None.
If you
So
want
then we got
bang
this
for your
guy. Bring up
buck-
this guy.
Yeah, if you want bang for your buck, you drop it on day one, right?
Yeah,
You're
right.
trying to unite
Yep.
the world. No, that's
Outrage.
not what they did.
Yeah.
So then we've got this Mr. Fafo, all right? Mr. Fuck Around and Find Out. You guys can just look up hashtag MRFAFO. And you'll see all the different places that he's been. He's broadcasting, he's posting on Instagram, and he has died. He's been a man of the press. He's been an MRI tech, which is fucking great. He had some kids die. He was a doctor in a hospital.
He's getting a vaccine.
Yep, now he's, I don't know.
He got shot. He got shot by the Israelis.
Yep. It's absolutely surreal how much. Oh, and here he is again. Same guy. Now he's a Palestinian warfighter, which is good. I think he's celebrating a kill or something. I think that was the video. Oh, now he's crying. Anyway, it's all bullshit. You can't believe anything that's coming out from anywhere. And people want to get behind things. People want to be like involved. They want to go out and protest. They want to believe that, any of this is, real. And they're latching on to this garbage like it's something that they need to be a part of, like they need to be championing it. And this is the stuff that they're actually... The BBC fell for this fucking guy.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, and that's the scary part, is that you start to... I mean, we started to realize it back, in COVID days, pandemic days, and then Ukraine, and it's amazing to see how quickly and easily people are led around by the nose. Like, hey, I'm pro-Ukraine and go Zelensky, and I'm going to fly the fucking flag out in this town, my town, Eugene, Oregon. There were Ukraine flags everywhere you went. And now you see maybe one. It's the narrative has changed. People are just like, oh, we're supposed to care about Israel now. Okay, cool. Or no, I'm supposed to hate Israel and I care about Palestine. I mean, whatever side you're on, people are just so fickle, and it's scary. I mean, even to the point where the BBC latched onto this guy and showed some of his videos, thinking he was legit. Absolutely crazy.
So a lot of the protests are going on, and I'm starting to see a little bit more of this. I even said on our X file. That's nice. Our X stream. X could not be a worse term for Twitter.
I know,
because it doesn't. Oh, I'm on X right now. No,
yeah.
On our social media, that sucks.
Yeah, Rogan.
Anyway.
Rogan kind of called out Elon Musk. He did an interview with him last week, and he kind of called him out. He's like, dude, what's with the X thing? Like, I get it. You got SpaceX, and this is just X. He's like, but what do I call it now? Do I call it a tweet, a post? What do a thread? Like, what do I call it? I call it an X. It was kind of it was funny. And Elon's like, yeah, we're working on that. But okay. Anyway, yeah.
If you start looking at some of the material that's actually out on X now, you're going to start seeing a lot of similarity between this Palestine, the protests, all of the Palestinian protests. You'll see no Israeli protests, but it is all starting to seem very similar to BLM.
Yes, it is.
The magnitude, the way it's kind of grown across the world, completely unnaturally. Nobody's ever given a shit about Palestine.
No,
they don't. The Arabs don't care about Palestine. They really don't.
Nope.
And I'm not minimizing it. Okay, what's going on is horrible. I don't agree with it. But there's never been this kind of outcry. You cannot tell me that somebody isn't backing and pushing this so that it's more of a disruption. This is so
No.
BLM.
Yep. And it's just causing further divide. That's all they want. Further divide in this country and around the world. Did you see downtown Berlin tonight? My
Yes.
God.
Yeah. Well, at the
Nuts.
White House.
The White House too. Yeah, here in this country. You're right.
And it's interesting to me that nobody, when they're trying to come through the White House gates, that's not going to be called an insurrection.
Well, no. These are Democrats. You don't treat them the same as someone else who believes in what in their morals, and they want to stand up for what they believe. You don't know. That's not the same, McShane. Come on. Get with it. I'm disappointed in you. That's racist. Sorry. I'm going to stop saying that now.
Left billionaire kingmaker George Soros has funneled more than $15 million since 2016 to groups behind this month's pro-Palestine protests, where demonstrators openly cheer Hamas militants. If you're going to champion genocide for one group and you're going to not champion it for the other, that might be racist. I'm just saying.
Yep, exactly. Welcome the Grays to the and I imagine having that kind of money, dude. Like Soros, literally, like what you just read, he just willy-nilly threw $15 million at a cause that he's like, let's see if $15 million will make a difference. Let's see if I can stir the pot with 15. That is like the most like baller fucking. That's like, I mean, it's like that clip that I sent you and Hefe earlier in the week. That's fuck you money. It's like, I don't like something that's going on in politics. Fuck you. I'm just gonna send money and see what happens.
Yeah, he's a billionaire multiple times over. So this is absolutely nothing for him.
Unreal. And for those of you playing at home, we throw around. I mean, we say these numbers: billions, trillions, millions. Like, remember when we were growing up? It was like we want to be a millionaire. There are 1,000 millions in 1 billion. So if you are a billionaire, let's say 20 times over, or like Elon Musk is a billionaire 40 times over, that is a insane amount of money.
Oh, it's nuts.
It's crazy. Yeah, I can't even think about it. I can't even fathom it.
Hey, let's go to Elon Musk talking about George Soros. This is a great interview with Rogan.
Oh, it was great. Great interview.
He is, I believe, the top contributor to the Democratic Party. The second one was Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah.
So, and Soros, I don't know. I mean, he had a very difficult upbringing, in my opinion, he fundamentally hates humanity. That's my opinion.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, well, he's doing things that erode the fabric of civilization. You know, getting DAs elected who refuse to prosecute crime. That's part of the problem in San Francisco and LA and a bunch of other cities. So why would you do that?
Was it humanity, or is it just the United States as a whole? I mean,
he's pushing things in other countries too,
he's
not
doing
just
the
here.
same thing.
Yeah. Now, George at this point is pretty old. I mean, he's not, you know, he's basically a bit senile at this point. But I mean, he's very smart, and he's very good at arbitrage. You know, famously he shorted the British pound. That's sort of how I think he made his first money, was shorting the pound. So he's good at spotting, basically arbitrage, like spotting value for money that other people don't see. So one of the things he noticed was that that the value for money in local races is much higher than it is in national races. So the lowest value for money is a presidential race. Then next lowest value for money is a Senate race, then a Congress, and but once you get to sort of city and state district attorneys, the value for money is extremely good. And Soros realized that you don't actually need to change the laws. You just need to change how they're enforced. If nobody chooses to enforce the law, or the laws are differentially enforced, it's like changing the laws.
Hmm.
That's
Well said.
It's all true. There's
Yep.
no lie in anything that he just said there. That's exactly what Soros does. He goes to the local level. He poisons the locality, your city, your state leader, your city leaders, your county leaders, and you get places like San Francisco, Philadelphia, Chicago, big time.
Yeah, Atlanta is another one. They're in a downward death spiral too because of their DA who won't prosecute jack shit. I thought something that he said there is actually pretty profound when you just stop and think about it. Because it's kind of fucked up that Soros or somebody on Soros's team, whatever, said, hold on. What's the best value for my money politically? How can I influence the most, chaos towards my way of thinking? How can I get the most for my money? Is it in the presidential race? No, you don't. No, there's so much money in that. No, you don't get much influence there. Well, is it Senate? No. So they broke it down and they got down to if you put in very few dollars, 50 grand, 100 grand to get this DA elected, you're actually changing the way the law is enforced, and you can have great political effect that way. That's kind of fucked up. I mean, if you stop and think about it too long, it can make you want to just fucking jump in a pool of razor blades or whatever. I don't even know what that is, but you could. I mean, it's like, what the fuck are we doing here? That these rich assholes can just throw, my year's salary at some sort of election and have it have profound effects on an entire city, an entire region, and then it even goes more broad because we have the internet now. So then we all get to hear about what's going on in San Francisco all over the world. And that's fucked up.
Well, let's go ahead and listen to a Soros-backed DA.
Yeah, let's.
Defendants. Today, we heard testimony from Donald Trump's sons and co-defendants, Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump. As a trustee of the Donald J. Trump Revocable Trust, Donald Trump Jr. often made financial and business decisions on behalf of his father. He testified that he signed multiple documents confirming the accuracy of Donald Trump's statements of financial condition and the Trump Organization's compliance with loan terms. But those documents were not accurate, and he knew it. In fact, just a week after he was confronted with the truth that his father's triplex was 3 times smaller than the statement of financial condition said it was, Donald Trump Jr. continued to lie. He certified to the family's accountants that all the information he sent them was accurate, including the value of the falsely enlarged triplex. Next, Eric Trump took the stand and insisted that he had never heard about his father's statements of financial condition before our investigation. He told us his job was just to pour concrete. But his emails tell a different story. On multiple occasions over the years, Eric Trump worked on his father's statements of financial condition, and he was intimately involved in lying about the values of properties, like Seven Springs and Briarcliff, to make his father appear richer than he actually was. Next week, Donald Trump himself will take the stand. And while I am sure he will try to hide his wrongdoing behind taunts, threats, and name-calling, we will not be bullied out of uncovering the truth.
What?
That was a fucking green screen, first of all. Like they can't even afford to buy real flags. They put her on a green screen.
Yep.
And secondly, do we even fucking care? Like, I literally was jacking off the whole time she's talking. I almost finished. I don't care about anything she's saying. Of course they lied. They're rich assholes. Who's surprised about this? Who's
That's the thing, though. Nobody's going to be surprised about it. But why are we going on and giving a daily wrap up, okay, for all of New York, I'm assuming, or the country, I guess, so that everybody knows that they're all liars. The the suit, the judicial proceeding is supposed to happen indoors in the courtroom.
Closed. Closed. It's supposed to be closed.
This should not have had any bearing on anything.
Nope.
Yet she's out here propagandizing.
That's supposed to be. It should be illegal.
One would think. This is a Soros-backed AG.
Case in point.
This isn't about Trump. This has nothing to do about Donald Trump.
No,
this has everything to do with.
Yeah.
This has everything to do with the quote unquote attorney general being improper. That's what this is about. It just when I saw that was one of the dumbest things, most infuriating things that happened this week. I could not believe that happened. And we got feedback about that as well. It was completely improper. Very frustrating. Very, very
It is.
frustrating.
And I mean, I just think, like, you know, how well, I guess never mind. I'm answering my own question in my head. I know how we got here. It just fucking sucks. Because you're literally talking about, you know, you're dangling out this job that pays, you know, probably six figures, probably, you know,
she's taken care of.
Ones to twos. Yeah, she's fine. Her kids are going to be able to go to college. But you're dangling this out in front of somebody, and you're saying, look, I'm going to get you elected. You're going to have this cush job, and you're going to have benefits and security the rest of your life. Even if you only last in this job for a year, you're good. But you have to do what I want you to do. So if I text you at 3 a.m., you do it. You answer me. If you're in the shitter and I call, you pick it up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Soros. I'm on it. Like, where do you find these fucking people? Who's willing to sell their soul for six figures?
Well,
and I better not see any of you fucking assholes in the chat. Raise your hand.
Well,
I mean, fuck me.
It's not about the six figures. It's about her being a House member at some point.
Yeah.
It's about her being a senator. It's about her getting some other cushy job at the federal level. That's what it's all about. But I don't know how you fight it when your local level politicians are whores. I don't know what you do with that. I don't know what I can do about going down to City Hall. We've seen, how many instances have we seen, especially during COVID, about people having to go down to jerk off City Hall who is putting in mask mandates or other kinds of 6-foot barriers so that you can't get close to each other. And then we've got these arguments happening at City Hall saying this is unconstitutional. You're actually prohibiting my ability to live. But you can't do anything about that because now we know it's being handled by money like Soros. And it's not just him. There's other donors, and there are donors on the right side too. Don't even think that it's just Soros. But when it's at the local level, I don't know how you get around
that. I don't know either. Again, someone actually broke it down and was like, "Here's the bang for your buck. Put it at the local level and watch the peons lose their minds." Fuck, it's pretty sick.
How's that beer?
It's gone. It was gone like a half an hour ago because it was a smaller can. I'm not going to say I chugged it, but it was, you know, it's a 5.8%. It's an amber. It's very, real smooth. Deceivingly, you know what I was thinking, actually? It would be really nice to have a 6-pack of that kind of lying around. Because you could just down 4 of them, you know, in a night and just have a nice, cool, easy buzz and wake up the next day with like 0 side effects. You're good to go.
Yep.
So easy drinker. Very nice. How about your beer?
A little bit tougher to get down. Very boozy. I mean, kind of expected. It's an imperial bourbon barrel imperial. So I'm not quite finished with it. I'll be finished with it here. So in a minute. I did enjoy it though. It was pretty good. My question to you guys, though, in you Fitz, do I go with a 16.1 seltzer or do I go with imperial bourbons? again.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you those
Oh,
words,
did I not? Did I not?
those words don't belong in the same sentence together. Please, did you just say a 16% seltzer?
Yes.
Well, okay, all right. Let me throw it back to you. What kind of a day do you want to have tomorrow?
I can sleep in. I can sleep in a little bit. I'm feeling good though. I'm not. I don't. This beer hasn't kicked in yet, so I'm feeling good. By the time we get to the end of the
Oh
show,
no,
I'll
I
probably
think
be okay.
I think you're gonna feel fine until that seltzer hits. I mean, listen, we
I've
know that different combos of different beers can really fuck you up. If I do the combo right, I can get pretty shitty on 6%ers.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what that's gonna do. Fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. Roll the dice. Let's do the seltzer. I want to hear. I want to hear your review on that.
All right. All right. We'll be back. We'll be back in a minute.
Yes.
All right. Coming back here. I haven't told you guys. Thanks for sticking around through all the commercials. I know we do a lot of those for every show, but it is a thing that does get us a little bit of cash, so we can kind of pay for some of the things that we try to put out for you guys. So thanks for doing that. Fitz, I have a 16.1% seltzer for you.
All right. Let's hear it.
So this is Lost in Iberia. It is a white wine barrel aged sangria seltzer.
Okay.
I am a little worried about this because we're not only changing. We're not just changing ABVs and going higher than the 13 I just had. We're changing the chemical makeup
Exactly.
of the beer of the drink, and I'm a little worried how that's going to hit bottom. So we will see. But this is another Bottle Logic, and I have a lot of faith in Bottle Logic. I love Bottle Logic. Obviously, I've had them several times on the show. Now, this is sangria-inspired seltzer aged in white wine barrels and finished with Meyer lemon, peach, honeydew, and papaya.
Shit. That actually sounds pretty good.
Well, it sounds refreshing, and I'm excited because of that. But I can't imagine a seltzer that's 16.1. It's a little worrisome.
Yeah, me either. I mean, listen, nitrogen is like a completely inert gas, right? It's not threatening. It makes up like 80% of our atmosphere. It doesn't do anything unless you add it to oxygen. Then you have nitrous oxide and you have boom boom. You have explosions. So not that I was a chemistry major or anything, but that's just like basic chemistry. So you add something like this. I'm gonna just say you're adding nitrous oxide into your fucking belly right now. And how's it going?
Oh my God.
That good, huh?
So the whole idea of sangria, and I'm not a sangria guy at all. It's an incredible amount of fruit and wine. That's basically what sangria is, right? I mean, I'm generalizing it a lot, but
no, instant headache for me. Yeah.
This is rotten fruit.
Oh, really?
Oh,
like putrid.
Oh man, it's like this is tough.
Uh-oh. Could be a tough one to get through, man. I think you're disappointing Tabs. She likes the hard seltzer stuff.
Yeah.
And she was saying in chat that sounds like her jam. I don't know. Maybe want to rethink this one, Tabs. I don't know.
Oh man. Well, I think they signed off, so they'll have to tune in on Monday when the show drops. Oh wow.
Well, fine. I can do that then.
Fuck. This is gonna hurt. All right. What are you drinking?
Well, I actually, it's still we did have Halloween this week. And I am, of course, people who've listened to the show for any length of time, that I'm a huge fan of pumpkin beers. So sticking with that, A, the time of the year, and B, the fact that I love pumpkin beers, I went with a pumpkin ale. Now, this one is brand new, never been released. It is from Fort George Brewing. Fort George is out of Astoria, Oregon. That's one place, McShane, next time you are up here in Oregon, you and Hefe, it would be an awesome trip if we could go up to Astoria and get a Airbnb up there and just spend some time, because Fort George is worth hanging out at. There's a couple other breweries up there. The town itself is just, I mean, it's where Goonies was filmed, and it's right on the border of Washington and Oregon. So there's like a 2.5 mile bridge that you can drive on. It's just everybody needs to do it. But Astoria is just this weird little funky place. And they make incredible beer up there. So anyway,
is there anything racist about it though?
Oh, I'm sure all of it's racist.
Oh, fuck.
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, well, have you seen Goonies? That's a racist movie. There's
totally
white people
racist.
In it. Yeah, completely. Anyway, so this is from Fort George. They have not done a pumpkin beer before this, to my knowledge. But this is called their Topaz. And the reason they named it that is because they used pumpkins from a huge farm up Astoria way called Topaz Farm. So they used all their pumpkins. So this is a pumpkin amber ale with blue, doll, and orange pumpkins grown at Topaz Farm. It's only a 6.7%er. The can art is actually just gorgeous. I don't know if you're going to be able to find it on the website. I will actually send you a picture because it's really worth seeing. It reminds me of, like, I don't know. I'm going to say it the way what it reminds me of, and maybe you'll have a different take, but my grandma used to have these fucking plates that she would pull out only during holidays. And this reminds me of one of those plates for some reason.
What was the name of it again?
Topaz.
Here it is. I got you.
Oh, nope. This is the Topaz Pumpkin Ale. That is the Topaz something else.
Topaz Farm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Anyway, that picture is on its way. But let's see. I've been doing too much talking. I'm going to actually drink the beer now. Oh. Wow. Okay, so one thing I love about pumpkin beers is the spices that they include. You can either go like major pumpkin pie. You can go with like a pumpkin spice latte flavor where you get more of the cinnamon, cardamom, cloves, that kind of thing. Or in the beer, and this is one thing I don't think you can do with coffee or pie or anything else, or you can just go straight up, just the meat of the pumpkin and just get that savory, meaty, earthy flavor of the pumpkin. And that's what this beer is. This is a salt of the earth. This is the girl that you pick up at the music festival.
Uh-huh.
She's not washed her hair in probably 7 years. She's got the most beautiful dreads you've ever seen.
Yep, that's hot. Okay.
Yeah, it's so hot. It's so good. Yeah, I actually really, really like this beer. Another easy drinker that I just feel like, it wouldn't fit in the middle of the summer. It wouldn't even in February. If you were like, here, have this pumpkin, I'd be like, no, that's not what I want. But right now, late October, early November, fuck yeah. This is like harvest in a glass. This is my harvest bitch right here. And she's beautiful.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm. So good. So I don't know if you got that picture yet or not, but my grandma, I swear to God, she had these plates. And they just took the art off of her plates and put it.
Oh, yeah.
Put it on this can. It's simple, easy. It looked like a stained glass or something, but
yeah.
Anyway.
No, I got you. I'll, you know what? I'll do this. Let me. I will post that to the Whiskey Insiders chat, which, if you're listening, join the Patreon, and you'll get to see this. There. That is cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So anyway, I'm a happy boy.
I paid $30 for this seltzer, and
Oh shit.
I've got a runny nose now.
Oh really? It's hitting you up in the sinuses?
Oh fuck.
Sometimes I'll get those chocolate chili beers, and they'll hit me up there in the sinuses where I start getting a runny nose. I've never had a
God.
seltzer do that.
Now, see, they say this sparkling liquid is carbonated and lively. Serve it over ice with a fresh fruit garnish. So maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. I need to dump some more fruit in and ice cubes. It's ice cold. Fuck. All right.
Wait.
It's okay.
You're so like fresh fruit, like a gay man, or like Richard Simmons?
No.
Oh.
No. That was not a woke comment. This is all. This was strictly
Sorry.
like ice and fruit. That's like food.
Am I not woke? I'm sorry.
No,
I'm trying.
No,
I'm trying.
We need to take an insensitivity sensitivity training. We've got the insensitivity down. Sensitivity training.
I'm pretty sure I conduct the insensitivity training.
Hey, I wanted to ask you something. Speaking of being insensitive,
Yeah.
if I want one of our deep dives this month to just be you saying cardamom.
Okay.
And then I will loop that for about 30 minutes and we'll just release some ASMR. For the ladies.
Dude, yeah, you could do it right ear, left ear.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
okay.
I'll put it in stereo. It'll be
Well,
tight.
no, but part of the thing with the ARSM stuff is it ASRM?
ASMR.
ASMR, thank you.
And for
of the
everybody
thing
out
with
there,
ASMR,
it's autonomous sensory meridian response.
yeah, it's going from the left channel to the right channel and getting both sides of the brain involved.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're gonna have to split that bitch.
I can do this. I feel good about it. I feel like I can do this.
And I feel like, have you ever watched those videos? They do weird stuff. Like they'll tap a can, or they'll have like some kind of weird paper texture thing that they're doing the whole video, and it's almost always a sexy girl, right? So yeah, like I'm tuning in for the ASMR bullshit. You're tuning in for the fucking hot girl.
Yeah. She's gonna be humming, and I'm gonna be jerking off.
Yeah, and I am not a hot girl, but I like where you're going with this. I think the ladies need, a semi-hot guy coming on and doing some ASMR stuff for them, and again, the visual with the tongue flick.
Yes.
With the cardamom. It's good stuff.
Do I find a video of just some, hot guy with his tongue flicking, and then have you doing the cardamom behind it? Or do we just videotape just your mouth and you just flicking your tongue over and over and over again? I just loop it, and then
I'm going to look like one of those goats
behind it.
One of those screaming goats.
I don't know. We need to leave this up to our listeners. What do you find sexy? So what do you guys want to see?
Yeah.
So is it?
And I've been told the sexiest part of my body is my tongue. That's what I've been told.
Okay.
I work out easily, 8 hours a week. But it's my tongue that is attractive. So I should stop working out. Fuck it. Just
Well, you didn't say what you're working out 8 hours a week. Am I right?
Hey-o. Hitting on all cylinders.
Pretty sure there was a gunshot in my neighborhood just now. That's good.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that wasn't a firecracker. Okay.
Mark it, November 4th.
All right. So you and we will tape you saying cardamom in any way that you want. I just need 30 seconds of it, and then I will loop the shit out of that, and we will make it happen.
Okay.
All right. That'll be one of our deep dives, because we owe everybody, we owe our top shelf folks from last month. So I think that's something we can give them.
We're not gonna have any top shelf people after this, but whatever. It's cool. It's all
we
right.
will. We will, because I want stories about what they did with that.
Yeah,
Did they
I kinda
pleasure
do too.
themselves with the ASMR?
I
Like,
kinda do
and what
too.
I mean is, did they sleep better? Did it make them more calm?
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's totally what I meant.
Okay. All right. No, I'm no. This is great. I'm into it. I mean, I'm serious. Let's do it. I'll fucking chug a couple of 10 to 12 percenters, and get me good and lubricated. Preferably, that coating you get on your tongue when you drink a stout, like a dessert stout.
Yes.
That's necessary to do the proper. I mean, the lubrication.
Oh, you nailed it just now, though. You nailed
Yeah,
it just
no.
now.
So, but you got to have the right viscosity on the tongue, or it doesn't slip and slide around the parts that it needs to. It doesn't go in far
Yes.
enough. It doesn't go around far enough.
Yeah, I get you.
It doesn't. You know what I mean? It doesn't like just the tip of the tongue doesn't touch right enough.
Right. It doesn't.
So
The flick isn't quite
the
firm
flick,
as it needs to be.
right. And then I also my hands gripping the thighs. It's not right. I mean, wait. Hold on. I meant
No,
to
the
say
beer
that
doesn't
when
help that. No. Yeah.
it does. It makes me stronger. Anyway, whew, I'm getting excited over here. What's the next story? What do we
Well,
got?
I wanted to celebrate something. Can we celebrate something real quick?
Yes.
All right.
Please.
So, my youngest,
yes.
my
yes.
theater
Let's
kid.
celebrate this. Yes.
Well, two things, I guess. One, he's directing a play, and he's got it. They're going to state with it. So big deal. They're like a 5A, 6A school, and they're competing as well. So that's awesome.
Dude, that's not just big. I'm so fucking proud of him. And you know what? Where did that come from? Because you didn't do
No,
any
I am
thespian
not.
work.
I am
No.
no. I'm.
And
I'm
your
not
wife certainly
talented
didn't.
at all. No, she totally did. No.
So I'm just throwing it out there. I'm gonna claim some responsibility for that.
You certainly can, but you have to listen to what he also watched this week while he was at home.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
At night, he watched Pulp Fiction for the first time,
Oh shit.
Inglorious Bastards for the first time.
Oh, he's going Tarantino.
He watched Fight Club for the first time.
Wow.
The Departed today.
God damn, that's such a good movie. I
And
need
then
to rewatch that.
And now he's finishing it up with Good Will Hunting.
Wow. I mean,
He figured
Dude,
out
props-
Fight Club an hour in.
yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, he's not. I mean, there's no denying he's brilliant, and he's
brilliant, yes.
now cultured. Because I remember, when I was in one of my drama classes in high school, and we watched The Untouchables.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a teacher, and he was only there for like 6 months. I don't know if he did some pedophile stuff or if he just got caught smoking on campus or whatever, but he got fired. But I really liked him, and he made us watch Untouchables, and he broke down this scene where they're at the top of the stairs, and they're getting real close to finding Al Capone, right?
Right.
And then this baby carriage starts going down the
Yes.
stairs. Yeah,
Yes.
okay. So he fucking broke it down into this, like, he literally taught me how to dissect a scene. He taught all of us, but I was really paying attention. How to dissect a scene and to see what the metaphor is really supposed to be. That this was like a do or die moment
Right.
for all of the cops and everybody involved. And if you didn't save the baby, you couldn't have taken down Capone. And so there was like this almost mythical sort of thing going on as you're watching, a baby carriage careen down these stairs. And I will be honest, that was a paradigm shift for me. I've never watched a movie the same again. And so I feel like your youngest is entering that, where he's like watching the films for the qualities about the film, not necessarily just to be entertained.
Oh, he
Because that's a
absolutely is.
switch. That's a switch.
He
And
absolutely
that's
is.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And the coolest thing for me is that those are impactful movies, right? I mean, you
Yeah,
think
every one of them.
about Pulp Fiction is one of the most impactful movies that you're ever going to see. Period.
Yep.
It really is. I mean, as
The
fucked up as it
storytelling
is.
has not been outdone. That
No.
storytelling, yeah.
No, the storytelling, the cinematography is phenomenal. The directing was just, I mean, you've never seen a movie like that before.
No, we hadn't. No.
Especially when you're talking about moving back and forth between scenes, between actual stories. I mean, story within a story within a story. I mean, that's how Tarantino brought it together. And then if you think about also how Fight Club was put together, I mean, that was, totally different. This is not a Tarantino.
No, it's a
Pollock?
Fincher. It's a Fincher masterpiece.
Fincher, yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got two very different stories happening, and all of a sudden, everything comes together, and
Yeah.
oh my God, it just,
Yeah.
now you've got a totally different. I just thought it was really impressive. I was really, really happy because those are things that we attached ourselves to early on. The stuff that he found that was mind blowing, the total mind. He goes, when he the part in what was it, Fight Club, where Marla is talking to what's his name,
Tyler?
I can't. Tyler, but Tyler's downstairs, and he's talking to what's his name. I can't think of his fucking name now. And
Edward Norton's
Ed
version
Norton's
of Tyler.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then Tyler tells him, "Don't tell her about me."
Yep.
And he just stands up. He goes, "Oh my God, he's schizophrenic." Holy shit. And it was like 5 minutes of just his mind being blown. And it was just cool seeing how the film, how he got it, right? Just how that opened up. And it was just a fucking cool moment.
Yeah.
I
No,
enjoyed
it's
the
a
show.
brilliant film. And it's, what I love is that he's not like, there's films that are entertaining, but also thought provoking that make you go, huh, I'm going to think about things differently now. Fast and Furious, I'm sorry. Even if you're a Fast and Furious fan, you can't
bubblegum.
say that those changed your life, right? I mean,
No,
that's just a
no.
fucking car movie.
Right.
But movies like all those that you named, Pulp Fiction and Inglourious Bastards and Fight Club, I mean, Snatch, these movies, they're a different way to tell a story. They're a different way to look at life. They're a different way to envision yourself in this world. And so, I mean, anytime you can partake in an experience like that, it's huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, good for him. He seems like a 35-year-old trapped in a 17-year-old body.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Crazy.
So you know what HBO did?
They've done a few things, but yeah, I do know what they did this week.
So if you don't like HBO's shows, HBO's movies, and you go and rant about them online, CBS, well, maybe CBS too, HBO was actually having their employees create fake accounts to troll critics online.
Yep.
If you need any more convincing that everything is fucking rigged.
Yep. Yeah, and
HBO.
And that's the thing. Like, are we surprised?
No, we shouldn't be, but
I mean, here's the thing.
so
dude.
dishonest.
It is so dishonest, and I guess the part of it that's so disappointing is like, you know what, HBO, if you're putting out shit that people don't like, then just do better. I mean, and also have a thicker skin, because you're never going to please everybody with everything. Like, there are some HBO shows that I fucking loved that no one's ever even heard of. The whole Westworld series, I loved that series. I thought they knocked it out of the park, and most people haven't seen it. It did not have a huge viewership.
No, that's
okay. Yeah, it's a cult thing, and that's okay. Just have a thicker skin and don't worry about the naysayers. Just keep doing your thing and be better. If you make something shitty, own up to it. Be better.
That's really it. And that's kind of the whole message all tonight. You don't like things how things are. Do better. Be better. Don't shit on what was there. Be better.
No.
Stop sucking. Why is it hard? I don't understand it.
This, you know what this reeks of? It's those people who and it really ramped up during COVID, but people who bag on other people who go to the gym, like that was somehow some sort of, unhealthy lifestyle, or that they were pushing their misogyny or their white privilege on you.
Yep.
And all the people screaming it were, overweight, out of shape, ate like shit, felt like shit. And they just took it out on people who were going out and living their best lives. Like, stop attacking the people, or stop, going after. If people don't like you or like what you're doing, ignore it. Move the fuck on and do something better with your life. Jesus.
Yeah. You don't have to watch it.
No.
You don't have to have anything to do with it.
Yep.
It's kind of our business to troll a little bit online. It's what we do.
Well, yeah, I want to get a rise out of people, for sure.
Yeah. And I want to, and I'm damn well going to ask questions. But this stuff, do better. That's really what it comes down to. It shouldn't be that fucking hard.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I did get blocked by that the weather guy in Florida. He blocked
Volcanics me. Or whatever that fucking guy was.
Yeah. No, not that guy. That guy just told me to fuck off, but he didn't block me. No, I'm talking about the weather. I think he goes by Florida Weatherman, but he blocked me because every post he did, I was, because the last one I said to him was like, how much do you get paid a signing bonus? I think is what I said for, for following the, yeah. Where the hell is he? I'll look it up on mine here. So you can get his actual fucking handle, but.
Well, and that's another thing, right? If you can't handle a little bit of controversy, or you can't handle me asking questions, well, first of all, you better go ahead and block me, and I'm totally fine with it. I'm not being rude about anything that I've said online. I was surprised that guy told you to fuck off, though. I mean, that was kind of dick. I mean, that was But
I was just asking, actually, I wasn't trying to be that much of a dick. I mean, I was a little bit. I was like, hey, who knew Brazil had weather? Like, that was my whole point.
Right.
And he,
said,
this guy, Jeff Baradelli is his name. He goes by @weatherprof, like weather professor, weather prof. And he's a Florida weatherman, and I've been coming after him pretty good. And he finally blocked me because my last comment was, do you get paid extra to propagate the government narrative? Signing bonus or something? And then I did hashtag asking for a friend. And that was it.
And that's what got him? Well, there you
go. Anyway.
Well, they don't like being questioned, You don't question the narrative. And I think it says a lot, right? If he does end up blocking you, well, you probably hit it right on the button.
Right? Like, that's confirmation for me. Like, thank you. Now I know you're a fucking idiot. All right, what else we got here? God, we have so much stuff that we haven't gotten to. We may have to do a rapid fire here. I mean, not yet, but I'm just saying, like, as we go. No, because there's some stuff that I feel like we need to mention.
So I'm a little disturbed by what they tried to do with Blade, the movie Blade.
Same.
Rather than just going ahead and rebooting it, which, I mean, Blade with Snipes was amazing. I'm sorry, that's one of the best superhero movies, and I'll call him a superhero. I don't care.
Oh, it was definitely a comic book.
Yeah, I mean, it was fucking rad.
Yeah, agreed.
But they one of the rewrites for this, and it's buried now. I don't even know if they're going to make Blade at all.
Oh no, they won't. It's done now. After this,
one of the write-ups on it was to create Blade, make him like the fourth important character, but then have all of these life lessons and woman empowerment all the way throughout it. That's not fucking Blade. That's not Blade. But we had to make it woke. Disney fucking killed it again.
God damn. And here's the thing, like, what's wrong with, first of all, do we not have any new ideas? All they do now, it seems like, is recirculate old shit and see if they can make money off of it. I mean, I don't care who you are. I don't care how much you may have liked or disliked the movie. A remake of The Little Mermaid didn't really need to be made.
No.
We got it the first time. It's done. Move on. We didn't need a live action.
To have live action Snow White that's coming out too.
Or fucking live action Lion King. Like we don't need that. Like, do you not have any new ideas? Come on. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, when you take a story that is so it is the whole story is built around the torture of this man who can't die, who wants to die, but because he can't, he goes out and kills those who fucked up his life.
Yep.
That's a great story, and we all can get behind that. And listen, you want to make it a female character? I can even get behind. Yeah, I could get behind that.
I wouldn't have any problem with that either. That would be that would be a really interesting. Well, that would be a really interesting reboot. I would be okay with that.
Totally. Bladette 1, 2, and 3. I'm in. But when you say, we're gonna remake this movie and call it whatever the fuck you're gonna call it, but we're gonna make the character that you know and love, the reason you showed up to the movie in the first place, and he's now a fourth string. He's a bench warmer, and that we're going to add in these life lessons. Like, what? Dude, I just want to watch him pull out a fucking katana and chop a vampire's head off. Like, why is that so wrong?
Why is it hard?
It's not hard. That's the thing, is I go a big limp one when I hear shit like this.
And this is the same company, okay, who has Jonathan Majors, a woman beater.
Yeah, beating the shit out of his girlfriend. I know, and I really like him too. Everything I've seen him in, I like. He's a gifted actor, but kind of has some anger issues here if he's beating up his lady.
Well,
and again, well, yeah.
But it's Disney's decision making, right? That's Disney's decision making.
Well, yeah, they buried that story. They buried it. It's hard to find anything on Jonathan Majors right now. He's just a nobody because they signed. What did they sign him for? Like, I mean, they're hitching their whole trailer to him. I mean, he's their horse.
Hey, blowjobs are going to give women cancer, or I mean, anybody cancer.
Are you sure? Just anybody? Because I don't. I mean, they're not. I'm not going to get it.
If you have oral sex with somebody, you're going to get cancer. Fitz, God damn it. Take this seriously or fuck. Come on.
Throat cancer. I mean, it's not just like cancer. It's throat cancer.
Throat cancer.
So smoking's out. Chewing tobacco's out. Vaping.
No.
Those are not what cause cancer.
No. You can do any of that
BBC.
stuff. But if you are cardamomming someone.
Yeah.
Or you're taking a huge pipe down the back of your throat, you're going to get throat cancer. According to Dr. Daria Sidovskaya from Singapore. I almost said Singapore. That would have been weird. From Singapore.
Sandovskaya. Yeah, you did good. I who I want to pay special attention to this is our friend Hefe. Yeah, yes. Exactly.
He needs to be very careful.
Hefe, enough with the throat stuff, man.
You have a very suspect lifestyle, my friend.
Yeah, you can't. You're literally giving people cancer with that weapon you have on the front of your body, and you got to stop.
He's got a cancer stick.
It's a cancer.
He's got a cancer stick in his pants.
Shit!
He's got the rod of cancer.
Oh fuck, Hefe, the giver of cancer. Oh man!
I mean, we don't know that he's never given anybody cancer. But his favorite thing is like
a
oral.
Decent blowjob.
Thank you.
Which I'm not. I mean, it's definitely in my top 2.
It's in my top
actually
three.
I can't think what's better than that. So it's also my favorite thing.
All right.
So I guess we're all wielding cancer sticks.
I think Reverend Hortney had a song called Cancer Stick. Now I'm starting to think that might be what he meant.
If you could find that song, we probably.
Oh, it was Wiggle Stick. Sorry. Wiggle Stick was his song. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Well,
My
close
bad.
enough.
So this was a real story from this was all over online. So here she is. Let's see. Let's talk to her. Oh, so this is a TikTok thing. Even better. Hey, they made it racial too in this.
Those lips.
Number of
Oh God!
annual
Yeah, look at that.
oropharynx cancer cases.
Ooh.
See, it's
can I
killing
say it?
white people. White people need to stop having oral. That's what
Can I
it says
say it?
there.
Do I get
Yeah.
to say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's racist.
It is racist. Oral sex cancer is racist. Oh my God.
Oh my God! It's so racist. God, I feel racist even wanting to give or receive oral. You can't do either.
We have to totally rethink the ASMR now.
Dude, 69 is now renamed cancer.
Jesus.
So
You're getting
when
double
counting-
cancer in a 69.
That's what I'm saying. So now we have to count 65, 66, 67, 68, cancer, 70, 71, 72. That's how it has to go.
Hey guys, I just want you to know we bring you guys the hard-hitting news, and this is legit shit. You guys got to watch out.
You know, you brought something up I want to touch on really quick. It was crazy because you found this one and you sent it, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. I logged on to Twitter like 2 minutes later.
Yep.
And I literally saw like 5 or 6 news stories on this.
Yeah.
That oral sex is bad because it causes cancer.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? So now the war on blowjobs has begun.
The war on blowjobs has begun. And also, now that was Nova Norvax, right? Nova Novax? What was that company that was there? Was that Nova?
Nova fuck off. I don't know what it was. It was
all right.
Nova something.
So let's go out to Google. Who makes, because this is all about the
the vaccine.
Yeah, it's all about the HPV. Is it HPV? Yeah, HPV. Who makes HPV vaccine? Oh, this is Gardasil.
Yeah, Gardasil.
Okay. So it's time to start pumping the HPV vaccine so you guys can keep having your oral, you heathens. There's always something behind every story that goes out. There's always something. There is no real news, I don't think, at this point.
No.
It's all driven by something.
Hasn't Gardasil been linked to its own? It's like a carcinogen. I mean, it's been linked to its own cancers
Yeah, and I don't think it's been proven that it does a damn thing. But
no,
they were pimping it because they were trying to get younger women who are just becoming sexually active pumped up on it.
Dude, they were.
Thank you. L's got linked to strokes. There you go.
Yeah, thank you. And I believe they were recommending this for girls as young as 10.
Yeah.
And now I'm sorry if you are sexually active at 10 years old, there's probably some other things we should do than inject you with Gardasil.
We should talk about something else.
Yeah, we should have some discussions as a family about where you're headed, young lady. Yeah, crazy. And you know, doctors get paid for this shit. Like no, it's not just on the patients. It's the doctors pushing this shit. Like, hey, well, she's 10. We should probably start talking about. No, we shouldn't, dude. She should be dressing in little dresses and getting dirty and just playing as a child. She should be
Things
coloring in fucking crayons.
things that I would do differently as a parent if I was just starting out. I'd homeschool my kids. I would for sure not get them vaccinated. I don't think it did a goddamn thing.
Nope.
And they grew up very. I mean, they both of these kids are healthy as a fucking horse. They're fine.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that the
fine.
vaccination's anything, but
They're
I
fine.
wouldn't. I wouldn't do it again.
Nope.
I just we build in this dependency that we're afraid to get sick. We're afraid to we need a crutch in some way. We can't just do things a natural way. We've got to have some kind of aid, some kind of crutch. And it's just it's gotten to the point where this is just it's crazy.
But we're like this because they've convinced us that this is the way it is. It's not like we just came to this realization as a society, as a culture, and we woke up and we were like, oh my God, like I might get sick. I should go get a vaccine. I mean, they've convinced us of this, and I'm not going to go into all the details because it's a amazing, fascinating interview. But again, Rogan interviewed RFK, Robert Kennedy, and and asked him directly, like, what's with the whole, like, everybody, you know, the narrative about you. Again, we talk about narratives on the show, but the narrative about you is that you're anti-vax. You know, what's up with that? And, you know, RFK basically said, he's like, I never wanted to be this person. I don't want to be the crusader for vaccines or anti-vaccine. He said he was a lawyer. So he was a huge proponent of cleaning up the Hudson River because the Hudson River was just dying, and he got involved legally with this. He represented the people who were being harmed by the Hudson River having all these chemicals dumped in it. One of the chemicals was mercury. So he started giving these talks and, about mercury poisoning in the fish. And then these women kept showing up, and he said they would start showing up early to his talks. And then they would stay after and talk to him and hold his hand and say, look, what you're saying is exactly right. But if you really want to get to some like really crazy shit, why don't you check out how much mercury is in our vaccines? And he's like, I don't want to do this, but okay. As only a mother can, they wore him down. And he said, fuck it. All right, finally, you're right. I will look into the vaccines. I will find out what's going on. And sure as shit, he found out all the naughty shit that the vaccine companies are doing in these vaccines. And it turns out they are linked to a lot of major mental and physical disorders. That kids were fine at 2 years old, and then they got all their booster shit that they have to have before they can go to preschool. And all of a sudden they are nonverbal. They can't toilet themselves. They can't express their emotions. You know, all this shit just goes haywire. And so that's why he started, going down that road. He's like, I don't want to be this person, but I can't deny it. And I couldn't deny these very powerful, passionate mothers who had a typical, normal, beautiful child who now don't. And they still love their kids. They're still beautiful children, but something went wrong.
If only
and so
they all had as much
money
as the pharmaceutical companies to drown out the naysayers, to drown out those who are asking legit questions.
Exactly. Yep. So anyway, that was another great interview. If I could just plug that again. Really great interview, fascinating. He's even to the point where he feels like his throat issues were from a vaccine that he took.
No, it could have been
because he had throat cancer, so that's why he talks the way he does now. Because
I thought he had something dysmorphia though. I thought he had voice dysmorphia, or what? I can't remember what it is.
No, he had legit surgery on his throat.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Because he had it might have been cancerous, or maybe it was non-cancerous, but it was this thing growing in his throat, and he had to have it taken out. So now he talks the way he does.
Maybe he a little too much oral.
Maybe, I can't vouch for that. You never know. Anyway,
Just saying.
you know what, guys? The message is whatever narrative that you're hearing about a person or a thing or an event or a vaccine or a disease. Okay, you heard the thing. Now go out and research it. Go out and find out what's really going on. What is that person's story? What is the history of that disease? What is the history of this vaccine? Who's making money off of these things? That's
And
what
you
have to
have
ask yourself.
this amazing device in your hand that you're listening to us on right now.
Yep.
This phone
Yep.
that you paid $1,000 for, at least. You can go ahead and you can Google fucking anything or whatever search engine you want. It doesn't matter. And you can find out enough information. You can come to your own truth. The truth's always in the middle. Don't take the first. Never, ever, ever take the first source. Go out and find 3 or 4 sources and go, okay, that's what makes sense to me. That's all you got to do.
Well, like the X-Files said, the truth is out there, right?
Yeah, you just got to want to find it.
Hey, we have a Hefe sighting. Before you dive into this story here,
Hefe.
I think it is exactly the story he should come in on.
It should be, but this is also an intervention too. Hefe, we are you sitting down? Oh, he's muted.
Oh.
Hefe.
Hi.
Hi, Hefe. Hey, this is a intervention.
Okay.
You need to settle down on the oral because it gives people cancer.
Oh God, yeah,
So you need to find something else you enjoy.
No. I just finally got so that I could reach myself down there.
What?
So you're giving yourself cancer and head at the same time.
Can you give yourself cancer? Oh my God! If you die of throat cancer, we are playing this clip at your funeral.
I want one of you guys to say, "Well, he did it to himself."
Yep, he did literally.
Here lies
Literally.
Hefe.
Suicide by self-oral.
By self-fellatio.
And I want a little tiny casket next to me for Craig.
Okay.
Dude, you need
like
to
a
put,
little matchbox.
Yes.
Can we tell your kids that Craig was your other son?
You listen. You have a half brother somewhere out there.
You got.
Dude, that's what I always heard. I have a half brother and a half sister. I'm like, they could be totally made up. I don't know.
Well, they're all minerals, right? We're all minerals in the end.
Yeah,
right.
True.
So
some of us talk, some of us don't.
Hold it here. Okay, hear me out. What if you took out a life insurance policy, like a nice 10 grand on Craig, and then he died? Can you do that?
Is he alive?
Is he alive? How dare you?
I'm just saying.
You son of a bitch.
At what point in his life? Never mind. We don't need to get into that deep philosophical question.
What we do need to get into is Pittsburgh Public Schools approving a measure to instruct teachers on white supremacy in math classes.
Okay. So yeah. Hefe, what are your thoughts on this?
Given my history?
Given your history. Yeah, exactly.
Well, first of all, I want to tell you that last break, I was listening to you talk, and I was waiting at the door to go out on the casino floor, like I always do. And I was like, okay, I give him like 2 more seconds, and I got to go. And then I realized I still had my jacket on from being outside. So I like sprinted back to my locker because they frown on it when you wear a jacket out on the floor. I don't know why, but
okay.
That's what happened last break. So that was funny.
It was like you were there, and then all of a sudden you just were gone. So I didn't know if we said something that just deeply offended you, or
no. I had to run literally to my locker.
Okay.
To drop back it up.
Well, you missed some good stuff, and it'll be fun to hear your reaction on it when you listen to the show.
So
So yeah,
so
so racist math. Please walk us through this, Hefe,
I
given your history.
I wish I could, but I am I'm speechless on this one. What
Well,
can you give me one example of racist math?
let's throw it to Eric Smith, York College professor.
Yeah, and I did a deep dive on this, and so maybe I can further explain it. But let's let Eric. Let's see what Eric has to say here. EREC. I'm just saying.
What's going on is that everything has to cater to a victim narrative. And when I say everything, I mean everything.
Yeah.
The powers that be among the anti-racist circles, for example, really want to be thorough about this. And when I say thorough, I mean thorough. Yes, math is racist. They're going to racialize breakfast cereal soon. I mean, they want to touch on everything.
I think the bottom line is this helping or hurting minority students who these programs purport to be wanting to help?
Pragmatism is a lost concept among contemporary anti-racists. It's practical to have competency in math education. They're actually going after language now. Black linguistic justice is racist to teach black students, especially standard English. So this is not just a math thing. And obviously,
right,
to a 5-year-old, this is not good for black students.
No, I think it's going to set black students back. In fact, when I look at this, it seems to me like a racket. I mean, as much as it is misguided, it also seems like a racket. And the taxpayer, the parents, and the students are getting ripped off because their money, their tax dollars are being spent on this garbage and not on teaching our kids reading and writing and science and all the things they need to succeed and move forward and achieve the American dream.
Let's make no mistake that racism is an industry in America. There is money to be made. Not just giving speeches, but giving workshops or giving curricula that is quote unquote anti-racist when it's actually quite racist.
Bam. Thank you, Eric.
Yep. Good job, ERAC.
It's just like DEI.
Eric.
It's just like DEI or any of the ESGs that we've talked about relentlessly on the show. This is another fucking... It's another money grab. Quetzal Education Consulting, $50,000 is going to be going to dismantling racism in the math class because some fucking person is feeling guilty about something they said 50 years ago. They decided to go and award this fucking.
Yeah. So I went on Quetzal Education Consulting. So Hefe, you're asking for a specific example. They claim Quetzal claims that what's racist about math fundamentally, when you get down, you sift through all the bullshit. Fundamentally, what they say is racist is that we track math scores, so like say every third grader in a classroom is supposed to be able to do their times tables, 1 through 9 in say 3 minutes. You should be able to recite all of the times tables in 3 minutes with 95% accuracy. That's the racist part, because what they're looking at is these inner city schools in Baltimore, Chicago, LA, where minority students can't do that, and the white students can. Okay, so number one, that's not racist. That's you have shitty teachers in inner city schools.
Well, you have shitty teachers, and you might also have shitty parents who aren't
and you also
sit down and do your fucking timetables.
And I'm not going to break this down to a highly technical level, but I'll break it down to the point where everybody listening will understand. Reading is visual. Mathematics is actually auditory. There's an auditory component. If you ask an adult, what's 458 plus 420? They're going to say, 5, carry the 1. They're going to have this auditory component to it, right? It's a verbal thing. When you're teaching a little kid how to count, it's you jump up the stairs. 1, 2, 3. That's not how you teach reading, but that's how you teach math. It's highly auditory. Well, in a lot of low-income minority areas, all those parents are doing is yelling and screaming at those kids, saying, stop doing this, leave me the fuck alone, get the fuck out of the house. I don't want to see you. Why did you do this, you stupid piece of shit? So what happens to a kid that hears that all day? They're going to turn off their fucking hearing, and they're not going to have very good auditory processing skills. So now they enter school at kindergarten. They're happy to be there. They can't wait to learn all their curriculum. And what happens by third grade? You can't do your fucking times tables because you're not listening well enough. I fucking told you 9 times 9 is 81. Why the fuck can't you listen? And I could go on. I'm not going to, but that's like a short snippet as to why these fucking idiots, these people are missing the point. You have no idea how to teach math. Most math teachers are people who are good at math. So then when they encounter a student who sucks at math, they're like, why can't you get it, you fucking idiot? I got it the first time. You don't have people that sucked at math who want to go in and be a math instructor. So there are so many problems with teaching math that have nothing to do with race, the color of your skin, nothing. It's literally how you grew up, the way your parents treated you, and who is teaching you. And if those three things aren't there, I don't care. You could be fucking purple. You ain't going to learn it.
Hefe,
I'm done now.
You are a math savant. What are your thoughts?
I'm here.
Oh, I thought you were running again.
What are your thoughts as somebody who is very good at math?
Fitz got some good points there. I've never heard that side of it, but that kind of makes sense. And it is kind of frustrating. I mean, I'm not really good at math, but to sit in with my kids and try to help them with their math homework, I'm like, we just went over this like 2 minutes ago. How'd you forget already? And it's just because that's, they're not built that way. They're not good at math. And that's why I'm not a teacher or a tutor, because I'm not good at teaching it.
Yeah, because you got it right away. You picked up
right.
math really fast.
Right. Yeah, like you said, yeah. The math teachers are usually people that were just naturally good at math.
And so how would you explain the process of learning that when it just made sense to you?
Right.
There was no process for you. In fact, I'll be honest, Hefe, you actually are good at teaching math. You taught me math. I was not good at math when I met you in 6th grade. I got good at math because you were good and I'm competitive. So I was like, fuck that guy. I'm going to get good too. And so, I mean, that's the only reason I can do math in my head now is because of you. And so I think maybe if you turn it into, especially for your boys, if you can get competitive with them a little bit, that might help. But yeah, how do you explain the process of logic, of learning mathematics, which is, that's what math is logic, when it just came easily for you? It's hard.
Right. Yeah. What was the thing? Remember alarm clocks or getting up early in the morning was racist?
Yeah, it's totally racist. Yep. Alarm clocks are racist.
And sleeping is racist too.
Fuck sleeping.
Yeah. If you get a good 6 to 7 hours of sleep a night, you are racist, period. I don't care what race you are, you're just racist.
So have you guys noticed though? So we went through BLM for 2 or 3 years, and all of a sudden we kind of went there. You didn't hear much about it. Now that we've gone back into, we're off of the, I'm going to go narrative hunting here. We went from Ukraine. Now we're going to Palestine. Now we're starting to see more racism stories. We're also seeing more anti-Semitism stories. We've got, and we're still waiting for the the Islamazar to be named.
Oh, right, yes.
Right?
Are we sure that's not going to be Kamala?
It's got to be Kamala. It's got to be Kamala.
Because she's so brilliant. Yeah. She's so smart. She's already the AI czar. She's the border czar.
AI and Islam Islam is like the same thing as AI. So she'll have.
Yeah, no,
I think
she's in.
I think I think this is part of the narrative, though. I think this is something that this is the general. We've got to keep hammering on making sure that racism is the forefront It is something that has to be dealt with. We have to make absurd connections with it. And it sure seems to me like it's an overlaying thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, L brings up a good point in chat. Like, it's keeping people distracted. It definitely is. This is something that's going to, for parents who might have a child at home who's struggling with math, they're going to latch onto this article and they're not going to give a shit about anything else that actually matters. And I'm not saying your kids don't matter. What I'm saying is you're going to get inflamed and really objectified by this article because you won't be able to see past it. You'll just instantly think, well, the math they're teaching at my son or daughter's school, it must be racist because my minority child can't learn it. So it's the school's fault. It's not anyone else's fault. It's got to be the school, right? It's the curriculum.
It's not. Yeah, it's the racism that the school teaches, though, too. Yeah. It's not even the school. It's the inherent nature of that school that makes it evil.
And I will tell you, Buttercup made a comment in the chat, that math makes me sweaty is what she said. And a lot of people have that experience. And I say that
I just straight up hate it. I'm cool. I just hate it.
Well, there's a huge difference, and this is well documented. This isn't being sexist or misogynistic. There is a huge difference between the male brain and the female brain. Naturally, little boys are going to go towards trucks and cars and soldiers as toys, and little girls are going to go towards dolls and caring and nurturing. And so there's more math and physics in trucks than there are in babies. You don't really want to see, how far you can throw a baby, but a monster truck, you want to see how far you can jump that fucker. And that's physics and that's math. And that's how it works. And so, women certainly can learn math to a very high level, higher than I'll ever go, but it's more of a challenge for the female brain, and that's okay. Just like caring and feelings are harder for the male brain. It's not saying that we can't have it. I'm a very empathetic male, but it took me a lot of time with the single mother growing up to learn those skills. So, I mean, there are natural differences between the sexes, but
there's anomalies too. And there's anomalies,
of course.
Too. I mean, there's always that too.
But if you don't understand the fundamentals behind, and really we're talking about arithmetic, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. If you don't learn those fundamentals, and where the big hang up comes is right around 4th grade when they start teaching you fractions, money, and time. And those things don't mesh for people. They don't understand that a quarter isn't 25 all the time, that a quarter is sometimes 15, or a quarter can sometimes just be 1 if the whole thing is a fourth or 4 parts. And so when that gap starts, then by the time you get to 8th grade and they saying, hey, some of you are ready for algebra. It's like, hold on. I don't even understand what you mean by quarter past 1 on the fucking clock. I don't know what you mean by that. Can we back up? And they're like, no, we can't. We're moving on. And so you start to get this anxiety around math.
And there's also something to, we're going to go make sure that we confuse you and we don't teach you the things that you actually need to understand in order to be a successful adult when we start taxing you.
That's my point. Right. Taxes, how to balance a
checkbook,
an
account.
What is interest? What is compounding interest?
That's a good one.
We don't teach any of that shit.
My youngest wants to buy a car, and he's like, hey, so I really want this. I'm like, all right, so you got X amount of money. How are you going to come to that? Well, if you want to go ahead and get a loan, are you ready to pay 8% on top of that loan? Well, why do I have to pay 8%? Because somebody's going to make money off of you.
Yep.
Nobody fucking teaches that shit.
Nope.
Because that's the stuff that we don't want. We don't want informed children. We don't want an educated society. We want a society that is going to be able to say yes, get in line. They don't want you to act or think critically. They don't want you to act accordingly. They do not want you to be informed. They want you to be sheep. Don't do that. Don't be sheep.
Yeah.
Think critically. Come to your own fucking decisions. It's not it. You will enjoy that shit when you get there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it's the equivalent. It's the modern day equivalent of burning books. Like, oh shit, there's
All
there's
that,
dangerous
yeah.
knowledge in this book. Burning the Library of Alexandria. That was done on purpose because they didn't want people to have that knowledge. They didn't want it to continue. They wanted the power. Knowledge is power.
Yep. So we're going to do a deep dive for our patrons here, and probably maybe next week. Maybe we can get to it next week. We'll see.
Yep.
Next week's going to be really fucking busy.
Next week sucks. Let's skip a week. We'll do our regular Whiskey Hell show, I think, but
Yep.
let's not try and cram in another shot of whiskey, because this what you're about to talk about right now, this deserves some attention because it's equal parts amazing and scary. And I guess that's just the way the world these days, because the more amazing something is, the more it can be used for nefarious purposes.
So what we're going to get into eventually here is going to be the all-in-one app. Having an app like X or like WeChat in China, which we can't get on WeChat. You got to know somebody. You got to be part of the. Well, you got to know somebody from China. Period. If you want to get onto WeChat.
Yeah, you have to be invited.
So if there's anybody out there who has experience with WeChat, let us know. We'd love it. I would love to talk to you about it.
Who I thought about asking is my Sifu, because I mean he's still got family over there.
See if he has it.
So yeah, if he has it, I'd like to be able to. Yeah, I mean, like if he can invite me, then I'm on it.
Well,
and then we can talk about it on the show.
That's all you need is just an invite. If you can get an invite,
Yeah.
then you can go and you can discuss it. Anyway,
Right.
but I wasn't able to get on there. So, and I'm usually pretty good at finagling what I want to do, and I couldn't do it. So the idea, though, is what we're going to talk about is going to be an all-in-one app. So do you want an app that does all your banking, your money transfers, your social media? In this case, we even have that they've announced Grok, their AI, which is going to take on chat on ChatGPT and a couple other things. So we're going to go in and we're going to get into that. So not this week probably, but maybe the week after.
Well, and guys, I mean, we're not going to spend any time on it tonight on this show, but I want you to think about all of the talk we've had about CBDCs, the central bank digital currencies, and how that's going to play into something like this. Because when you have an all-in-one app and all those things that McShane just mentioned, I mean, in the same sentence, McShane mentioned money sending and receiving from anyone, anywhere. And he finished the sentence with social media, which means any of your posts, any of your things that you agree with, disagree with, take exception to, that's all part of your money now. It's all tied into one app. So whatever you say over here isn't separate from your bank account anymore, like it is right now. And it's barely separated right now. We saw that with the truckers up in Canada. They shut those fucking people down so fast because of what they believed in. So we're barely separated right now. Imagine if all of that was on one app on your phone. Hey, you can talk to friends. That's great. Oh, hey, Sherry, I forgot to pay you for that latte the other day. Here's $5. And then, shit, Sherry believes in this weird thing, this weird religion. Sherry, what are you talking about? Oh, no, you know what?
Oh.
I'm now associated with Sherry, and so I get my bank account cut off.
Or you asked the wrong weather guy how much he gets paid per tweet.
Right. I mean, how deep does this go, and how scary do you want it to be? Because I guarantee you, it's scarier than you think.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and we're definitely gonna get into that. So we did not there's so much we didn't get into. We had shooters this week. We had climate, and we had there was other war stuff that we got into. But I love what we did get into because it was really a great conversation. So
yeah.
Fitz, what
good stuff?
What beer are you taking to bed?
I mean, definitely, like I said, the African Amber is a solid beer. I'm not taking anything away from that beer. Well done, guys. Keep doing what you're doing, but it's kind of an everyday drinker. Tonight needed to be special. It's a Saturday night. We're doing the show. I'm looking for that special someone to take home. for a one night stand. I mean, I'm not looking for a relationship here. And that one happened to be the Topaz, the pumpkin ale. Really, I won't even say a unique beer. I'll just say kind of special, because it was a solid ale to begin with, and then they added in all that meaty pumpkin. It was just such a really grounding, earthy beer. And like I said, I know I compared it to that girl you find at the, at Burning Man or whatever. She's got dreads and she smells like patchouli, but she's fucking smoking hot. I mean, she's worth every bit of what you want to give her. And you know what? It might not even be that she has the best body or the best smile or the best, best personality. But when you connect with her physically, it's fucking chemical.
It's electric.
It's electric. It goes. I mean, you guys connect on a Kama Sutra, fucking yin and yang, two halves of the whole meeting, like cosmically, and you're out in the fucking stars as you're, on whatever drugs. Right. But you're out there, you're doing your thing, and that's really what this beer was. I know I'm being a little silly, but I will say it was a really special beer. I would buy this 100 times over. It was very good. So, what about you? Who are you taking to bed tonight? The seltzer?
Well,
did you finish it? First of all, did you finish it?
Oh yeah, it's gone.
Okay, all right, and you're still talking, so that's a good sign.
I'm still talking. I'm slowly melting
from the inside out.
So, fear of missing out plus was good. It was good, but it was just an imperial stout, a rich, decadent imperial stout, which Bottle Logic does often.
Yeah,
and they have their extremely good. They're extremely good.
Yeah.
But what Bottle Logic doesn't do often is this Fireball 16.1%, just abomination of anything that should be consumed.
Throw cancer in a can.
This is a mistake. This is the girl that you're like, oh fuck it, I'm gonna have it anyway, kind of a thing. And I'm gonna go there. I'm just gonna do it. I don't care. This Fitz. This is Abigail's sister. Can we do that?
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. This
is
Abigail's sister, and I know I got nothing out of it. I got nothing out of this. But
but if she showed up at your door tomorrow night, you would do it again, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Dude. So you know who that was for me? It was our friend D, who used to be one of our roommates. There were two of us that had a name with the first letter D, and his sister. I had a short fling with her, and she was that for me. Like, I absolutely knew I should not, and I couldn't help myself, because everything about that relationship was a train wreck.
Oh yeah,
except the sex. It was fucking amazing. The sex was so good. So I mean, it was so good it kept me around for 9 months. I did that.
Yeah.
And then I just couldn't anymore.
This isn't good sex. This is you know what, I'm gonna nail it because I had to go there. I had to go there once.
It's delicious.
No,
right?
Well, I'm going back reviewing in my head. No, it wasn't. I told you about that, didn't I?
Yes. Yeah. No. I'm there with you, dude. Like, we talked about that at depth.
Yeah. Spelunking in a gigantic cavern.
Oh my God! This whole entire show has been about spelunking, basically.
If you'd like
look
to,
at my pronouns.
yeah, at whiskey_hell is the Twitter feed. whiskeyhellpod.com is the website. You guys should check out our Patreon, Whiskey Hell Podcast. Go there. Follow us, and I'll take you to the Patreon. I'll take you to the promised land. We appreciate you listening. You guys are amazing. I'm Steve McShane.
Yeah, and I'm Fitz, and special shout out to Elle and Buttercup, who, both of you have stuck with us all night. I know you had to go out and come back, and but you're here at the end, and I don't know why you put up with us every week, but I am so thankful that you do. And that also goes out to all of the other listeners out there. We legitimately, truly, sincerely love you all. Thank you for listening.
I'm Steve McShane.
I'm Fitz.
We'll talk to you soon.